Hello my loving students, welcome to your geography class. Today we are starting chapter number 8 and the name of the chapter is soil resources. In this soil chapter you are going to know about the definition of soil, importance of soil and different types of soil types found in India, and further we'll also study about the different characteristics and composition of such soils, right? And not only that, we'll also read about the distribution, composition, characteristics of different types of soils found in India, right? So let's begin our chapter number 8, soil resources. What do you understand by soil? Soil is the thin layer which is found on the topmost layer of the earth's surface, right? So it is it is composed of different withered material or rock particles, and it also composed of organic matters, water, air, etc., right? So soil is a very good medium for growing crops or for growing plants and trees, right? So because in soil plants and trees grow, so it directly indirectly relates to, or it directly indirectly correlates with the to living creatures, right? Because all living organism or all living creatures depend on plants, and plant grows on fertile soil, right? Okay. Secondly, soil is a natural resource through which we get different valuable minerals as well as other minerals, metallic, non-metallic minerals, and those metallic, non-metallic minerals are very useful in day-to-day life, right? Now, that successful farming depends on the type of soil, fertility of soil, right? So directly indirectly soil gonna help in raising economy of that area, of that region, right? So these are the importance of soil, right children? Okay, now let's move to the different factors which affect the soil formation, soil profile. Okay, now these are the factors, important factors of soil formation. Number one is parent material, second is relief, third is climate, and the fourth factor is natural vegetation. So let's talk about the parent material. So parent material means it's a source of the soil formation, right? It's a source of the soil formation that make up soil, right? So parent material means let's talk about the peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau which is formed by volcanic eruption. So that means it is formed by volcanic activity. Black soil, right? So black soil is what? Black soil is very close to the parent rock or parent soil, and it is coarse also. Whereas when we talk about northern plains, so northern plains are formed by the deposition work of Himalayan rivers. So it brought sediments and it brought sediments and deposited at some particular place. So that is not very much, but that is like the river deposit very fine particles of the soil called alluvium, and we call it alluvial soil in the plain. During the course of long journeys spread over hundreds of kilometers and thousands of years, and these soils have little relation with the original rocks, right? So this is the different sources how the soil forms. Some soils are very closely related to the parent rocks, and some soils are little and some soils have little relation with their parent rocks. That depends on the formation of the rocks, right? Now next is relief. So in relief we can say the rocks in the hilly slopes or slopy area, the soil formation is very thin because of swift flow of water from that gradient, right? whereas in a low-lying or a flat surface, for example, northern plains, they have thick layer of soil, right? So that's the relief, that's the factor. Now next we have climate, temperature, moisture. Temperature and moisture means rainfall are the climatic variables of greatest significance in soil formation. Both the chemical and biological processes in soil are usually accelerated by high temperature and abundant moisture, and are slowed by low temperatures and lack of moisture. So obviously the soil which is formed due to heavy rainfall and due to excessive heat is different from the soil which is formed due to lack of moisture and lack of temperature, right? Now next we have natural vegetation. So natural vegetation means a forest area. So vegetation of various kinds growing in soil perform certain functions. The decayed leaf materials adds much needed humus to the soil fertility, and second, roots hold the soil and so prevent soil erosion, right? So the soil which is found in the forest area, in dense forest area, the soil is what humus, the decayed leaves when they shed on the ground, and they mix on that with the soil and adds fertility to the ground, to the soil, right? Secondly, roots of those trees found in that dense area or dense forest area hold the soil and prevent soil erosion, right? So these are the factors, important factors of soil formations. Through the quality and the thickness of the soil depends on these factors: parent material, their formation, source, second, relief, right? And third is climate, and the fourth one is natural vegetation. Clear? Okay, let's move to the important topic, that is soil resources of India. So we have 5 main types of soils. The first one is alluvial soil, then second black soil, then we have red soil, and fourth we have laterite soil, and the fifth one is mountain soils, right? So here I'm writing, the first one is alluvial soil, then we have black soil, then third is red soil, fourth one is laterite soil, and the fifth one is mountain soil. Now these are the soil types found in India, and in your syllabus only those 4 types of soils is there. So mountain soil will exclude this time, right? Mountain soil is not in your syllabus, so we'll have a brief study of these 4 soils, their formations and distribution, right? So let's start with the first type of soil, that is alluvial soil, its formation and distribution. Okay, let's talk about the formation, and let's know about the alluvial soil. So alluvial soil is also known as transported soil as well as ex situ soil. It has got 2 names, another 2 names, that is ex situ, and the second one is transported. So why it is called transported soil? Because it is formed by the sediments deposit by the flow of water in river. That means it is formed, this soil is transported soil or alluvial soil. Ex situ soil is that soil which is formed by sediment deposits by the river, right? And alluvial soil is known as ex situ. Why? Because this is found far away from where the parent rocks are found, right? So that is why it is known as ex-situ. And transported because this is formed by a transported weathered material which is formed by the sediments deposit by the rivers. So here alluvial soils are found over a large part of India. Almost 45.6% covers the total land area of country. It covers 45.6%, right, of the total land of country. And formation transported soil are formed, most of the plains are formed by the soil derived from the sediments deposited by rivers. That is Indo-Gangetic plain. So whole Indo-Gangetic plains is formed due to this process. That means in entire whole Indo-Gangetic plain, this alluvial soil is there. Alluvial soil is found, right? And some alluvial soils are also found in the coastal areas, have also been formed by sea waves. Thus, the parent material of those soil are of transported origin, right? Transported origin, and these soils consist of varying proportions of sand, silt, and clay. In the upper course of river, because they are mostly of this origin, right? So the source is mountain. So in the upper course, the sediments are coarse, right? The sediments are coarse, whereas in the middle, it's medium particles, medium size particles, and whereas in the lower course, the sediments are in the form of fine particles, right? Now, alluvial soil is made up of fine particles which consist of what? Like it is a self-plying, it has self-plying capacity. That means it has moisture retention capacity. It is very fertile since it is rich in minerals like mineral nutrients like potash and lime. Underline this, very important. However, they are deficient in phosphoric acid and humus. Clear? Okay. Apart from the size of this particles, they are like the soil is divided into two types, bhangar and khadar. Apart from the size of the particles, based on the mode of formation, this alluvial soil is divided into two types, that is bhangar, and the second one is khadar. Now let's know about the difference between khadar and bhangar. Old alluvium and new alluvium, they are known by old alluvium and new alluvium. So the old alluvium is called bhangar. Bhangar is what? Old alluvium. Whereas khadar is new alluvium. Right? And the old alluvium often contains conker nodules with calcium carbonates in subsoil. The new alluvium is more fertile than the old one. So obviously this new alluvium is much finer than this old alluvium, that means bhangar, so that this fine materials are more fertile than this bhangar, that means old alluvium, because old alluviums consist of coarse and big materials or particles, right? That means conker, that means nodules. The particles are very coarse. Now crops grown in this fertile alluvial soil, they are like alluvial soil is very fertile. That is why almost all types of crops can be grown in that soil, right? Alluvial soil, due to its softness and fertility. These are best, that means alluvial soils are best suited to irrigation and agriculture. And the crops like rice, wheat, sugarcane, tobacco, jute, vegetables and fruits, etc. all grow in alluvial soil. Now here it's given regions of alluvial soil. The widest occurrence of the alluvial soil that is found in Indo-Gangetic plain. starting from Punjab in the west to Bengal and Assam in the east. They also occurs in the deltas of Mahanadi and Godavari and Krishna and Kaveri. So this, you see the green patch here. So the extent of this alluvial soil is from this western Gujarat to all over this northern plain and up to this northeastern region, and some patches are also found here, this in the Narmada Tapi valleys, right? So this is the distribution of alluvial soil over Indian regions. Now next soil we have, that is black soil or regular soil. Black soil is also known by different names. Black cotton soil, and it is also known as regular soil, R-E-G-U-R, regular soil, and it is in situ soil. This black soil is in situ. So now what is in situ? In situ soil means the soil which is found where it is formed, its original place, right? That is black soil. For example, Deccan Trap, because Deccan Trap is formed by volcanic eruption. So that lava means that soil is found where it is formed, right? So that's black soil, and it's written here, this is also known as regular soil or black cotton soil. White is known as cotton soil because, and cotton crops that grows in black soil, regular soil, right? So we can say cotton is best grown in the regular soil or black soil. That is why it is known as cotton soil, black cotton soil, right? Okay. Next, formation. These soils have been formed due to the weathering of the lava spread over large areas during the volcanic activity in Deccan Plateau. Features are there. The black soils are made up of extremely fine materials, clayey material. Secondly, one important chemical property of these soils are that these soils are rich in soil nutrients like calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, potash and lime. That is why this black soil, regular soil, is rich in mineral nutrients, right? Now, the black soils are well known for the self-plying quality. So self-plying means during dry conditions, deep cracks, that means 10 to 15 centimeter inside, develop, which help in accretion. That means during dry period, self-plying capacity or quality, that means this soil, black soil, has moisture retention capability, right? And during drought period also, drought time, this develops cracks, deep cracks, 10 to 15 centimeter deep inside, which helps in accretion, which helps in their growth, right? Next, the black soils are very retentive of moistures, holding capacity or holding water, right? The soils swell greatly and become sticky when wet in rainy season. So the soils need to be tilled after the first rains. So after the first rain, it needs to be tilled. That means it needs to, the farm or the soil, the field needs to till. That means needs to plow, right? These soils are generally poor in phosphoric content. The soils is well known for its capacity to hold moisture, that means to hold water. It has moisture retention capacity, right? Regions. Black soil are spread over more than 16% of the total of geographical areas of the country. The soils are found in the regions of high temperature and low rainfall. These soils are mainly found in Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, parts of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Just see this patch. So this is the area where black soil found. Now crops. So cotton is the most important crop which is grown in this soil. That means black soil. Hence this soil is also known as black soil or black cotton soil or regur soil, right? REGUR. Wheat, sugarcane, tobacco, oil seeds are other crops which are well grown in this soil. Now let's come to the next soil, that is red soil. Let's talk about red soil. So red soil, these red soils occupy a vast area of about 3.5 lakh square kilometer, which is about which is about 10.6% of the total geographical area of the country. Formation, how it is formed. Most of the red soils have come into existence due to withering of ancient crystalline and metamorphic rocks. Withering means breaking off ancient crystalline or ancient metamorphic rocks, breaking off those rocks, right? The soil is formed, that soil is known as red soil. Now, features: soils are loamy in deep depressions and in uplands, so the soil can retain moisture. That means can hold water. They consist of loose gravel, a highly coarse material. Obviously, if the materials present in that soil is coarse, that means it has a loose gravel, right? And the color of these soil is generally red, often grading into brown, chocolates or yellow. The red color is due to wide diffusion rather than high percentage of iron content. So this is very important, children. Why red soil is red in color? Red soil is red in color due to the high diffusion of what? High diffusion of the iron present in that soil, right? So in place of because due to presence of iron content, in place of that you are going to write about because of presence of iron oxide. So this iron oxide is due to diffusion of iron, right? So we'll write why red soil is red in color. Red soil is red in color because of presence of iron oxide. Is that clear? Okay. So you'll not write because of presence of iron. Not only iron, because of diffusion of that iron. That means iron oxide. Because of presence of iron oxide, red soil is red in color. Not like the color may vary, like red soil may be red in color, maybe brown in color, yellow in color, or maybe dark brown like chocolate, right? So that is due to presence of iron oxide. Clear? Okay, now iron oxide or ferrous oxide also we can say. Ferrous oxide. Ferrous means iron only. Ferrous oxide. So this oxide is important. Now soils are deficient in phosphoric acid, organic matter and nitrogenous material but are fairly rich in potash. But crops are cultivated with the use of fertilizers, though this red soil is not suitable for agriculture, but the use of manure, use of fertilizer, we can make it suitable for agriculture or farming, right? Now crops grown there in red soil: cotton, wheat, rice, pulses, millets, tobacco, etc. can be grown, can be produced by the using of fertilizers and irrigation regions. You can say these soils are red soil are spread almost whole this Tamil Nadu and eastern parts of Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Chota Nagpur Plateau of Jharkhand, right? So these are the patches where the soils are spread, and this red soil is spread on almost whole of Tamil Nadu and parts of Karnataka, right? Okay, now let's move to the next soil, that is laterite soil. And laterite soil is also known as in situ soil. Now why it is known as in situ soil? Because this soil is found where they are formed, right? So we call it in situ. So laterite soil is also known as, not also known as, it is an in situ soil, right? Like black soil, it is also in situ. Why? Because black soil as well as laterite soil are found where they are formed. Laterite soil has been derived from Latin word that means brick. Formation: laterite soil are result of intense leaching owing to heavy tropical rains. The soils are acidic in nature, coarse and crumbly in texture due to lack of nitrogen, potassium and organic elements. Laterite soils lack fertility and are not suitable for cultivation, but with the help of fertilizer, manure, and by utilizing or using irrigation, we can make it suitable for agriculture, for growing crops, right? Okay, it's written here because of the soil. The soil is long lasting. The soil is very durable, so that we can use it as in like construction purposes, right? So that they provide valuable building material. Clear? We can use the soil for building purposes, or for construction we can use as the building material, the soil, right? Laterite soil we can use as the building material. Now we know that laterite soil is formed due to intense leaching. So intense leaching means what? Because of heavy downpour, the water wash away the mineral or nutrients present in the soil and carry and dissolve those nutrients into it and carry away those materials from that place. So and the remaining soil formed is known as laterite soil, and that laterite soil is what? Very infertile, right? This is how this laterite soil is formed. It's written here, it's derived from the Latin word meaning brick, and the laterite soil is result of intense leaching owing to heavy tropical rain. So due to heavy downpour, the rain wash away the nutrients present in the soil, they dissolve those nutrients into it and carry away from there, and the remaining soil which present there after that erosion, after that heavy downpour, from that the soil is formed, that is laterite soil, which is not suitable, but by adding fertilizers, humus, and by applying different means of irrigation, we can make it suitable for growing crops, right? Now the soils are suitable for growing plantations, crops like tea, rubber, coffee, cinchona, coconut, cashew, nuts and tapioca. Now regions where they are found. They are mainly found in the hilly regions of Western Ghats, Kerala, Vindhya, Satpura, Malwa Plateau. They are found in the hills of Assam and Meghalaya also. So here are the patches of laterite soil. So this purple patches shown the presence of, or the shows the presence of laterite soil in northeastern state, northwestern portion also, and here in the western coastal plain. This laterite soil is found. Now next we have desert soil. As mountain soil is not in your syllabus, so we'll skip this mountain soil. Now next move to desert soil. Desert soils covers only 4% of the geographical area of India. These soils are found in those regions which receive less than 50 centimeter of annual rainfall. So desert means obviously it's a area having very less rainfall. So here less than 50 centimeter of rainfall annually. Features are contains considerable amount of soluble salts. That soil contains soluble salts. The soil contains low percentage of organic matter due to dry climate and absence of vegetations, right? Organic matters are not present in that soil because due to absence of trees, plants, vegetations, and very dry extreme climate. The soil is alkaline in nature as there is no rainfall to wash soluble salt, right? There is no rain, very less rainfall. That is why the soil is very alkaline in nature. Why? Because the salts do not wash away by the rain because of lack of rainfall there. The soils are infertile, but with irrigation and fertilizers, the drought resistance and salt tolerant dry crops can be grown there. For example, millet, barley, cotton, maize, pulses can be grown there. Now reasons: the soil are found in western Rajasthan, northern Gujarat and southern Punjab. So this is the yellow patch which shows the area with desert vegetation, right? Okay children, that's all for the day. Soon we'll meet in the next video, but before winding up, let's talk about your first term examination. So as you have already received the message that your syllabus will be from first assignment to 10th assignment, right? So first to 10th means whatever I taught you in those videos, first to 10th assignments, just go through those topics, go through those chapters. So questions will be asked from those explanations, those videos, right? Do not rely on only those questions which you have done in home assignments, right? You need to go through whole chapters and the topics related to those chapters, right children? So all the very best for your exam. Thank you.